Audio 12.1.
Today's visiting expert is Dan Harrison. Dan, you've been studying the different types of memory. Can you give us just a simple rundown of the different types?
Well, I'll try. But it's a very complex area. There's a lot of debate over how memory works, and a complete understanding of how memory works is a long way off. Work is being done all the time around the world on the brain and how it processes information. I think most people know that memory is basically divided into short-term memory and long-term memory, though there are plenty of experts who disagree even with those two terms. But let's stick with them for now.
Can you define those terms?
So, short-term memory lasts for just a few seconds. And we know that with short-term memory, most people are able to remember a telephone number of, say, 6 digits, but not of 26. And that is down to the fact that short-term memory has restricted capacity.
Whereas
long-term memory lasts forever and has no upper limit, as far as we know. But as always, the situation is much more complicated than that. For a start, long-term memory is separated into two types. These are sometimes called implicit memories and explicit memories.
Implicit and explicit.
That's right. So, implicit memories are things that you don't have to think about, like riding a bike or playing a musical instrument.
Don't some people call this muscle memory?
Yes, especially in sports. You do an action so many thousands of times that it becomes unconscious and automatic. But it's not just actions. It can be things you have no control over. An example would be the memory that comes back when we smell fresh bread or taste a chocolate cake. Another crucial point about implicit memories is that they often are nonverbal. You find it hard to describe them to somebody. By the same token, with explicit memories, you can get people to describe them. And what's more, you could give details about the situation, such as who was there, what the weather was like, and so on.